love it. The calls.
You'll eventually get the 20% back. That Silver Connect card is going to pay her co-payments. Remicade, I believe, is an injectable, and her hospitalization co-payments. And tell them to turn his Part B on. All right, it is time. Wow, that's way too loud. Let me turn that down. Okay. Beautiful. Today is March 13th, 2013. This is Michael Regan, Medicare and You. It's every other Wednesday. You know the time, you know the hour. Producer Nick looking good. Producer Tom in the studio. I have two very intelligent women. Beautiful, but mainly intelligent. I have Dr. Phyllis Connors, a friend and colleague of mine. I have Stephanie J. Coakley, the cream of the crop, the head of the education department at the Mattatuck Museum. We're going to have an in-studio live Mattatuck Minute this time. So usually it's the top of the hour. I'd like to stay compliant to the show, Producer Tom, if you don't mind, so we'll do this. Don't you have something about the accident Frank Morrow wanted you to read?
He actually announced it.
Yeah, all right, so let's put the word out there. God bless. We hope nobody is severely injured. Sorry to hear about the accident on the highway. And for the shooting in Naugatuck, well, take cover. Get under some cinder blocks or something. Okay, Stephanie Coakley, why don't you do the traditional Mattatuck Minute, and then we'll roll into Dr. Connor's program, Museum 101, and then we'll put the word out there to hopefully get some volunteers for projects you might be working on. But during rehearsal, we clearly know we're not going to commingle any kind of subjects. So you take away the Mattatuck Minute first.
You got it. So, happening at the Mattatuck Museum in the next couple weeks. First, we have on Wednesday, March 27th at 11:30 in the morning, as part of our Spring Lunch and Learn series, The Male Nude in 20th Century American Art, with the museum's curator, Dr. Cynthia Rosnoy. And she'll discuss the rise of the cultural interest in issues of masculinity and athleticism, and facilitate a discussion on male beauty. This is a program in conjunction with a current exhibition on view. Be sure to see this, American Master Prints, from the collection of Dr. Dorrance Kelly. And there's work by major master artists like George Bellows, Reginald Marsh, and others. And so, also on view at the Mattatuck Museum, Everything Nothing, paintings by Eric Forstrom. He's a Connecticut-based artist.
He's from Sharon, excuse me.
And that is on view through May 19th. And he's a contemporary realist painter, and as part of the exhibition, you can see some of his still lifes, his landscapes. I'm really excited to say that we've confirmed recently a couple programs in conjunction with Eric Forstman's exhibition. He'll visit the museum on Tuesday, May 7th at 5:30. We'll host him for a gallery tour.
All right, so my seniors out there, get your pens or pencils ready, nice and slowly. It's a good time oldies show. Repeat that. When he's going to be with us?
Tuesday, May 7th at 5:30 at the museum. And then also a real treat, we've been invited to take a bus tour to his studio in Sharon. And if anyone would be interested in joining us on that bus tour, it's taking place on Saturday, May 4th.
Nice.
6th.
May 4th,
May
6th?
4th. May 4th.
May 4th.
Saturday, May 4th. And you can find more information about that on the museum's website, www.mattatuckmuseum.org.
Now, the listeners out there, they always come up to me and say, hey, I listened to your show, great. How come I'm plugging the museum? Because it's a great organization. It's downtown. It's local. Let me first of all reach out and thank the people that I saw at Eric's gallery. It's I went to the opening on Sunday. And by the way, Dr. Connors, you looked absolutely gorgeous in the paper on Sunday. You and I attended the opening on March 3rd. It was a Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4.
Well, thank you, Michael. You're quite the film star yourself.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that. Diana is the way better looking one out of the two of us. But so anyway, a sincere thank you to the Republican American for in the social moments, I believe they call that section, right? The social moments. Anyway, we really appreciate the coverage. You did an outstanding article on the artist, who the author of the article really did a good job. So getting back to my rambling, I'm at the museum. I have like a board meeting or some kind of meeting every day. I believe I was enrolling you in the medical benefits that day, Stephanie. So I go down, always check with my buddy Daryl in the first floor, and I see a lovely couple viewing the artwork. And they're like, they said, oh, you're here? I said, yes, thank you so much. I always thank people when I see them there. I said, yes, I'm here for a meeting. Thanks for coming. It's really fabulous, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, it's fantastic. So then I run over to grab my dry cleaning at the Marvick Cleaners, and the girls text me at the office. They're like, go pick up some lunch. So I go literally right next door to a bookstore, no names because they're not a sponsor of ours, but I go next door to grab a bite to eat, and there's the couple enjoying lunch, and they see me again. They're like, hey, how are you? I said, good. So you're downtown for the afternoon checking out some art and having lunch, and it's just exactly what we need here in Waterbury. They're giving a local vendor instead of a fast food chain business. It's good, very good food, by the way. And they had some like rockin' guitar player in the back playing some harmonica and stuff like that. But the museum is doing such a great job. The new paint job looks phenomenal on the third floor or fourth floor, whatever floor they call that. Stephanie, she did not at all brag when she just gave that Mattatuck Minute. She won. We put out a national, I'm really useless, but I was on the board that approved Bob Burns is doing this. So Bob Burns and his staff put out a national recruitment for a director of education. The applications or resumes or whatever could, if you could see on the YouTube page, literally 18 inches to 20 inches high. He goes through those, deciphers what he likes and what he doesn't like, siphons it down to a few remaining candidates. So really, welcome aboard. We're honored to have you. The city is so lucky to have somebody with your energy and your knowledge, obviously. So how about Dr. Connors? You take it away for a little while. First of all, thank you very much for getting me your intelligent bio. Dr. Connors is Dr. Phyllis Connors, Ph.D., Project Director of Waterbury Public Schools for the past 10 years. And if you don't mind, let my listeners know what you're very well known for at the museum and in the city of Waterbury. What projects have you done? And something pretty impressive, actually. Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry I still have the leftovers of a cold.
No, that's actually, Phyllis, that's a little sexy, that scratchiness.
I began my tenure as a projects director in Waterbury for doing secondary school reform at 3 high schools, and quickly moved into doing the federal grants for after-school programs for 21st Century and the State Department of Education after-schools grants. And one of the important parts of those projects were to allow the students the opportunity for intensive art education program on site at the Mattatuck Museum. So rather than splaying it out over a year, we have an intensive program in which they go every day, Monday through Thursday, for 2.5 hours, and that's all grade levels from grade 2 to grade 12. And it's ostensibly the same core program and focus, but it's making very good use of differentiated instruction for all grade levels so that all different groups of students can be reached. Special education students, talented and gifted students, and the middle of the row student. And generally for the first day, we go around to the Arts and History exhibition. On the first floor, the groups are divided into 3, and then they branch off into discussions of art and history gallery, and then they do creative activities in writing emanating from those tours, and then they go on sketching in the galleries. The second day, we have traditionally done with all levels of students the walking tour entitled In Search of Beauty. And that is still, I walk around the green looking up with the gesture of gazing upward continuously at the War Monument, the clock in the green, St. John's Church, a very fine example of English Gothic with its extraordinarily designed slate roof, then down Church Street to the mansions, the Victorian detail on the mansions, my former office, the very beautiful 30B Church Street, the Georgian Mansion, and then over to the Chase Building, the home of the Cass Gilbert Building, for the Chase Brass and Copper Company, and its companion building, should I say, across the street, the extraordinary Cass Gilbert Building, the City Hall. And we highlight then the beautiful Olmsted, Frederick Law Olmsted Park, Library Park, with its ancient burial grounds and all kinds of history and art and facts and sketching that goes with this, and the students are then exposed to the elements of sketching, how-to sketching for buildings, personal response to that, and then we do literary responses as well. On the third day, we walk around again downtown, and the art teachers at the museum, of course, all students have a sketchbook that is theirs for the week, and they then go further to places like the Republican American Bell Tower, which is modeled on the campanile of the city of Siena in Italy. And
Nice knowledge.
Then we
Beautifully
can
said.
continue on. Oftentimes, the education director is taking the students on the last day to neighborhood tours. They get on a bus that we provide for them, go up to Fulton Park, again, another extraordinary Olmsted Park, which very few people seem to even realize anymore in the history of Waterbury, that we have such gorgeous monuments done by the father of landscape architecture in America, Frederick Olmsted, and to the stonework there at the Fulton Park, the beautiful stone gazebo, the ponds, the warming hut that was for the old days of ice skating.
That just received a grant to be refurbished.
And we're so absolutely thrilled about that. And again, hats off to the mayor's office when our students went up to Fulton Park. Joe Geary very generously had opened it up and had a gorgeous fire going in the enormous fireplace. The kids took out their sketching books, sketched personal aspects for the writing part in their journals, did personal responses on their own family history, Holy Communions photographed in front of the gazebo, wedding pictures taken, and different students' family histories associated with the park, and various other historical aspects of Waterbury. Also, that tour has taken the students on buses down to the factories to look at the old factories, like down on Mill Street, and then further down to the Button Company, the Waterbury Button Company, that has made every button, every brass button for every armed force in the history of America since the Civil War. And the students have an opportunity to look at that site, and then the Mad River that created such devastation in the flood of '59.
Platt Brothers.
They
got devastated.
Absolutely. The Platt Brothers, too, and then moved down to further in the Naugatuck Valley.
Right.
And we've brought this to the students' attention. They have recorded that in their sketchbooks, in their journals, and in personal essays. And it has been a beautiful home run and the favorite program of the students, the teachers, and oftentimes the parents for the past years that we've offered Museum 101.
Is that all your new role, Stephanie?
It is. I'm really looking forward to
Right.
it. Yes.
First of all, in rehearsal, I must say you had such passion when you're like, no, this is a hardcore program here. I loved that, didn't you?
I did.
Dr. Connors really owns this Museum 101. It's her baby. She actually invented it. So you seniors out there that are listening, this is Medicare and You. But the beauty is I'm always trying to bring up topics that you maybe don't know. These are your grandchildren, and I'm hoping your children went through these programs. They're being educated properly. They're learning about the gorgeous architecture, which you said you can't help but look up all the time. So the architecture is important. We always have the phone lines open. Anyone would like to call in with a comment or a question. Obviously, Medicare and You is the topic of the show, so any Medicare questions, I'll talk about that later after our commercial breaks. We have 2 commercial breaks, producer Tom tells me. Phone number, you should know it by heart, 203-757-1320. Oh, we do have a caller. Nice. Michael Regan, Medicare and You. How are you?
My brother,
Hey.
I just wanted to say,
Andrew.
your show is so versatile and so beautiful. You bring in every kind of topic there is, not only information, but inspiration. You know, I praise your mom in heaven.
Ha!
I praise
So do
your
I.
mom in heaven for bringing someone forth like you to this earth, an angel.
Someone better pop
And
his head.
sometimes you're a little mischievous and devilish, but I'll tell you, you're an angel for the kind work you do and the words and inspiration and people you help. I'm going to tell you something. It took many, many years for you to come on this earth, 42 or 43 years.
43 now.
To be our angel. And
Well, no.
and you're not in disguise. You're out in the open. Like God says, let your light shine. And I'll tell you what, my brother, your light shine.
You're a good man. You're a good man. And I'm just trying to bring a little entertainment for 1 hour of the week. It's a population that is being ignored, and the seniors and my listeners are brilliant people. They've been here. They've survived the test of time. Pass on that knowledge. Don't just, not pass on. You got Dr. Phyllis Connors here, who is a genius. She educated in England, London, not Oxford, obviously, but where's the PhD from?
University of London.
University of London. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be sitting next to her. The top winner out of the entire country who gets the Director of Education job. Do me one favor, my friend, and I will see you over at the favorite restaurant with Jamie.
No, they threw me out.
No, well, that's better not have happened, but that's none of my business.
It did happen.
We're not going to discuss that on the airwaves.
I know, but Brian threw me out.
Let's agree to disagree. Get over, check out some artwork at the museum. We're going to take a commercial break.
But
and
I love you, my brother.
Appreciate your time. All right, producer Tom, producer Nick, commercial break. We'll see you in a few minutes.